And then when you've got all this, your first draft of your plan done, your priorities set, you want to do like an overall analysis. So do a SWOT analysis. Anybody heard of a SWOT analysis before, people? SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So look for the strengths of your plan. What parts of your plan are really well thought out, have the best details, the most benchmarks. Identify that as the strongest part of your plan. Then look, what are the weakest parts of the plan? Compared to the best part of our plan, what parts of our plan are really kind of thin still? That maybe we could add a little bit more detail or thought to, or we could solidify up the benchmarks, make them a little bit more specific, a little bit more measurable. Right? So work on the weaker parts of your plan relative to the stronger ones and kind of shore those up. Look for your opportunities. What are the big things that you didn't think about when you were writing the plan, but now that we've thought about it, now we see the big picture, what are some opportunities that might present themselves to really make the plan a lot better? Maybe there's a speaker that we have a connection to that we can ask and get them involved, and that'll help us recruit people. Or maybe there's an organization that we can reach out to and partner with, and they can really move a lot of people out. Or maybe there's a donor who can give us a lot of money up front and help underwrite and pay for all the expenses. All right, who knows? What are the opportunities that you can see that now we see the big picture? We didn't think of this at first, but now, hey, what if we tried this? And work those opportunities in. And then identify the threats. What can go wrong? Because if it can go wrong, it's probably going to go wrong. And you want to make sure you've got a contingency plan or a backup for when the inevitably bad things happen. So what are some threats to our rally that could happen?
Rain.
It could rain. Great. What happens if it rains? What's our backup venue site? Sometimes if you're planning like a training somewhere and you find out a few days before that the school you're going to do it in is no longer available, what's our backup school? How are we going to get the word out to everybody? What's another possible threat?
Teabaggers.
Yeah, that's the other, it's like there's always the two big threats for any rally now. First, what if it rains? Second, what if the Glenn Beck crazies show up? So yeah, what's your plan to deal with these people though? This is a real thing. We've got to have a plan for what we're going to do with the crazy teabaggers if they show up. Maybe we're going to have a bunch of people with big flags or signs stand in front of them so the press can't see them. One of the best ones I saw is that they had somebody with a sign kind of go in and infiltrate and act like he was one of them, but his sign said, these people have no idea what they're talking about, and had arrows pointing all around. So that way when the press took pictures of him, he was the big one in the middle that had this big sign that said, these people have no idea what they're talking about. Brilliant. So figure out what are you going to do, but know what your plan is going to be. Don't be taken by surprise.